Great finish there, right at the end. I'm sure you'd have been wanting to get out there on the pitch, but a ball into the cross. You must be happy with the way you finished that one.
I'm happy with my finish, but not so happy with the draw because I know we deserved the win because we were fighting. Unfortunately, just the days comes when you're a bit unlucky. Maybe the intensity was not exactly there what it should be. But yeah, we were fighting. In the end, we got a draw, which is really important.
Yeah, both teams came into this in such good form. What does it say, though, about your team that you can go behind in games and right at the depth go and get an equaliser and take a point back to Manchester?
Because we are a great team together, you know. We are working together no matter what is happening. If we are behind, if we are in front, we're always fighting. As I said again, today was important to get this draw because it was a difficult game for us. They were dangerous on the counter-attacks when they took a ball. But we managed to finish it with 1-1.
Spoke to your manager before. He said that he wanted this group to feel like a team. How is the spirit at the minute? Because you're on such a good run, another draw today, another point. How does the collective group feel at the minute?
No, we feel amazing. We are breathing for each other, doing everything together. When difficult moments comes, we are stepping together, which is really important and can lead to the results like they are right now.
I know you said you wish you wanted to win today, of course, but from a personal note, goals makes players way more confident. What can you take from today to hopefully bring you and your team over and towards the end of the season and get yourself more goals?
I think we just have to keep on going like we were doing the last games. We have to keep in mind that we have to breathe for each other, and we have to take care in every single situations, every second of the game, to be focused, to be on point, and obviously when the chances are coming, to finish them.
Yeah, your overall thoughts on the game tonight and on that moment at the end, managing to earn a point for United?
Brilliant finish from him, and I think he's actually proving a little bit more effective coming off the bench. I think the balance of the starting 11 looks really good, and I think when you can watch the game, I think for a young player, when you can kind of watch it from the side and then come in and have an impact like that, I think it's working for him. I think there's less pressure on him when he's coming from the bench. But I thought West Ham played terrific today. You'd never know they're in a relegation battle. Man United didn't really create that much. If anything, you'd have to say West Ham probably created a little bit more. Lenny Yoro had two brilliant blocks, which kept it from being 2-0. And then right at the end, Sesko with a fabulous finish, by the way, a little flick. And I mean, he'll be delighted.
Yeah, for Manchester United, just as Owen mentioned, those two blocks from Lenny Yoro, obviously proving critical now, but West Ham, the most points dropped from winning positions in the Premier League, that's 20 tonight. They had opportunities to double that lead.
They did, yeah. They need to be more clinical when they get the opportunities. I thought the crowd stuck with them. Everyone talks about, there's no atmosphere at the stadium. There was an atmosphere there tonight. When the players play like that and they give everything, that's all them West Ham fans, they ask. Give everything for the shirt. It doesn't have to be sophistication. I thought they were excellent tonight, I really did. They carried a threat, they fought for the shirt. Desassi's come back in there, it's his second start. I had question marks over him, he's come in there, he looks, Mavropanos is playing alongside him, looks okay, and they look solid enough. And they couldn't break him down. And they changed the way they play. When Cunha comes off, and they've still got Mbermo, and we've got quality, you'll never take him off the pitch. And they bring Benjamin Sesko on, they get the ball in the box, they play differently. They don't cross the ball like that when Cunha's on the pitch. When them two swap over, it's a directive from Michael Carrick, is get the ball into the box, because this boy's nothing without service. And when you give him the service, he never got no service when he was playing for Ruben Amorim, not at all. You couldn't. You're scratching your head saying, "How can this boy play for Man United? He can't link play." When he's playing with Michael Carrick, they're getting the ball in wide areas, put it into the box, and he's a real threat. Fantastic.
Yeah, let's look at that finish, Mbermo with the cross. And actually, you called it the momentum of the game. You said they'll get an equaliser.
Well, I just thought they were pushing as hard as they can, but I wasn't 100% sure. But when you know exactly where this is going to come in with Mbermo, I'm not sure he would cross that if. Oh look, they've loaded up the box, that's for sure, and it helps out Benjamin Sesko, because when there's so many bodies in there, it's a good chance it might fall to one of your attackers, and he times it brilliantly, and he just sticks his big long right leg out and he just flicks it into the top corner. All right, he hasn't meant to put it in the top corner, but he just meant to put a bit of lever on it, and that's exactly what he done. Stuck his boot on the ball and it flies in the back of the net. It was unstoppable. So credit to him. He's had a tough start, but it looks like he's gaining some confidence and he's enjoying playing under Michael Carrick.
Thoughts on the finish?
That's proper. I mean, that is... Normally people I think they'd kind of smash at that or volley it. He like just... It's like a little finesse one. Burmo is a fantastic player, but that's the only thing he can do, because I think it's... Defender's right in front of him. You see Disasi, he can't really do anything, because if he smashes it, Disasi blocks it. It's like a little flick. I mean, it just shows you football or sports, they're so instinctive. You just have to have a feel for the moment. And I thought Sesko there, the timing and the feeling of it was executed beautifully.
Michael, left it late to get something from the game today. What did you make from your team's performance?
We were okay. I think we were a bit disappointed. We definitely weren't at our best. And then it's them times when you're really probably not totally at your best, where you can find a way and you obviously keep a clean sheet and maybe take the game and move on. But yeah, so a little bit frustrated with that. We've had 5 games now and we've been at a really good level. It's a tough place to come. They made it difficult, and we just didn't quite have that sharpness or that spark really to find the answers too often. But in the end, big credit to the boys. The spirit again in the late goal, and when we needed it, it's a great quality to have. So we'll take the point and we'll move on.
On the spirit, before you spoke about wanting the group to be a team, you needed the whole collective tonight, and it was Benjamin Sesko pops up with that lovely finish.
Yeah, fantastic finish. He's done it again. It's important. It's important. We threw everything at it at the end and kind of had a lot of forwards on the pitch, and probably could put a little bit, probably a few more balls in the box if we're honest, really, around and with the players that we've got. And Josh had a chance that just went wide, and great finish from Benji. So delighted for him again. Another big goal for him and a good step.
It was always 2 teams in great form coming into today. After the disappointment of not taking all 3 points, do you feel like it will be a good point, hard worked from your group tonight?
Yeah, listen, from where we are and being together for a short space of time, I think we've obviously had big highs of the results and the wins, and I think there's times when it doesn't quite go to plan, and you've got to take what you can from it. And in the end, we've took a draw tonight, so it was a tough game. Didn't come easy. Sometimes football doesn't come easy, and you've got to find a way. And tonight we found a way to take a point, and as I said, we'll move on from that and take some positives from it.
He said they were okay tonight, could have been better, but take the points.
Yeah, no, exactly right what Michael's saying there. That sums him up. Very calm, very content, and what he's speaking about, understands where the team's at, understands that it's a good point to go home with after the first 89, 90 minutes. And yeah, he's right. He's dead right in what happened and what he said. If Nuno, on the other hand, must be going in there fuming, because the master plan he had at the start of this game, they perfected it right to the 90 minutes, and they still try to score goals, still try to attack. I think that's where they got to get compact and keep the result.
He spoke about them being better tonight. Let's look at the goal they conceded, Manchester United, then, Karen, because where do you feel it could have been better? They could have stopped it.
Yeah, I think United have done the simple things really well, but this is where they didn't, and it came from a throw-in. And we've spoken about Luke Shaw attacking that first ball, but I'd argue about where's the midfield picking up the second balls. That's an important part, and that West Ham will be direct. And then again, obviously, dive in, but actually Souček is with Casemiro at this point. And it's not Kobbie Mainoo. There's a lack of a communication between the two of them, and he runs in between both of them, and then Kobbie Mainoo doesn't pick him up either. But I think these are the simple things that Nicky alluded to, but there's too many, and I think Man United have done so well with doing the simple things well over the last 3 or 4 games, so they'd be so disappointed when they reflect back and see that this is how they conceded the goal. You might not play well, but you can't concede goals like this, in my opinion.
Where do you rate their top 4 chances now? It's a good point tonight, keeps them in the top 4, but they've only got that to focus on as well, Mikhail.
No, I still think they've got a great opportunity to do it. I feel right now they're still the most informed team right now. As unbeaten in 5, beat Arsenal, beat Man City. Today, obviously, they would have wanted to win, especially for that guy who, I don't remember his name, but he wants to get a haircut. You ain't killing him now. But Yeah, like I feel like they're probably the most informed team right now. Coming here is a difficult game, especially the way that West Ham has played. Sat back in, struggled to break them down. Had to get a striker on to get some more crosses into the box. Only reason why they managed to get the point. So they've done everything well. So I couldn't see why they don't finish in the top 4.
What are you expecting, Nicky, for the Everton game? Because it's the 23rd of February, that game. So he's got 11 days now to work with them on the training ground.
Yeah, I mean, Michael will just put that to bed now. That's done. You know, they got a point. He'd probably be sat in there thinking that feels more like a win, if I'm honest with you, because he keeps the run going. He's undefeated in 5. Everton's a total different game in, like you say, is it 11 days, 12 days?
And, yeah.
So he'll work towards that. He'll get his team going again. He'll get the confidence back up and literally, look, we said before the game, this is going to happen sooner or later. Today nearly happened. I think it's a good point that to go back up the road with the point, and Everton, I think they can go on and win that. And I agree with Mikel. It's like I think they'll finish 4th or 3rd in the league, and that'll be a really good end to the season for Michael and Man United.
Because you spoke so much before the game about that feel-good factor, didn't you? About keeping those good feelings going, and because of the manner of the equaliser, it's like Nicky said, it's going to feel more like a win.
Yeah, because I think they've done so well with the simple things, but you can't ignore that. And it is, he made the right substitutions in the end, and he got an outcome when perhaps they weren't playing well, and that's a great thing to do when you can get on the bus and think, we took something from this and we might not have deserved it. But I do think as well, you said about the preparation for the next game, this is the shortest preparation that he's had as United manager. He's only had 3 days, and that rest and maybe that has been an impact.
Because it was the same team, same starting lineup.
So maybe these are factors. So the rest and the recovery might actually do them good to go again.
I think 6 weeks ago, Man United lose that game 2-0 or 3-0. They would have done. But this now is a different mindset. They're a different group of players and a different management team, and that's why they get a result. But 6 weeks ago, guaranteed they'd have lost that.
Does that still feel like progress to you
absolutely,
tonight?
Yeah, they would have. I'm convinced they would have lost that game 2-0 or 3-0. Their heads would have gone down. They'd maybe give up a little bit, but now they're a different mindset in that team.
And then just to Michael Carrick's comments saying, no 5 in a row for them tonight, but it was a very tough game and they found a way to take a point.
Yeah, I thought they did okay. I think that's probably the first, tactical wrinkle Michael's probably going to have to solve is the fact I think that the 3 games they won against City, Arsenal and Fulham, they had less possession, played on the counter, defended really well. Against Tottenham, the game was very even until the Romero red card. Thought today they had 65% possession and didn't really create that much. I think they only had 9 shots, 3 on target. So they're going to have to find a way when teams sit in on them. How can they break them down? Whether that's with crosses, whether that's with forward runners. But I thought they had control of the game. But actually, if you look at the balance of play, West Ham probably had the better chances on the counter-attack. So that's something they're going to have to try to find a way to address is when they have so much of the ball, how can they create a little bit more?
Because it looks a bit kind of stodgy. Good word, that. I don't know what it means. I think mixed, to be honest. Mixed feelings. I think we know we weren't quite at our best. I think credit West Ham for that, a little bit of closing certain spaces up, but I think we can be better. The boys were a bit frustrated and disappointed probably with that, which is a really good sign for me. And then finishing with a late goal when we've had to find one is a good moment and another positive for us to know that we can do that, and we don't want to have to pull on it and use it too often. But I think in the grand scheme, I think as a point, something where we can take, and we kind of dust ourselves down a little bit, assess it, take these games over a 5-game period, and to just have one draw in there, I think is a big positive. So mixed feelings really. You gambled at the end in the last 10 minutes when you brought Xerxes and went free at the back, but you risked it and they could have got second. That was worth it to get it.
It's always worth it, yeah. It's always worth it to try and get something out of the game. I think I have to say credit to Lenny. I thought his two bits of defending 1v1 and defending the counter attack, which we knew he was going to have to do at times, throwing the bodies forward. I thought them 2 moments where he's blocked and were huge moments, and so he deserves a lot of credit for that, to give us the chance to then go and get the goal that'll kind of get something out of the game. And we had moments. Josh had a chance, obviously Casemiro had the chance, which I'm not seeing it, but must have been close, and then big moment for Ben. So yeah, we had to go for it. We had to try and get something out of the game, and credit to the lads for keep going.
Hi, Michael. How much thought did you give to starting Benjamin tonight? He's obviously made an impact off the bench a few times. Did you consider bringing him on any idea? Because it felt for a while like you were missing that kind of focal point of the striker tonight, not the build-up play tonight. So kind of missing that.
Yeah, it's always the balance. I think the boys have done fantastically well who have played as well. So it's that's the importance of the whole group and the importance of the squad. And I've said it. I've said it to them after every game, and I only say it because it's that important. And as I said, Lenny's come on and made a big difference for us tonight in big moments, and then Ben scored again. So Ben's doing a lot of work. He's in a good place. He's ready to kick on. It's just managing the kind of the balance, and we could have changed things a little bit earlier. That's obviously the decision that we're always trying to make the right one, and we're actually having a bit of a spell in the game at that point where we thought we might come back into it, and Casemiro's goal, and so there's a balance. But certainly when he came on the pitch, he made a big difference.
Andy?
Hi Michael, it's the first time you've not had like a full week into a game. How much did the difference did that make in terms of preparation and performance?
That is what it is. That didn't make a difference for us. I think we know how hard it is to put a run together in this league. Every team shows that. It's not easy to build and win every game, So sometimes you got to pull on different things. Sometimes it naturally comes and it flows, and you get everything clicks, and you look really dangerous, and there's a spark. Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult, as Simon says, maybe a little bit stodgy, but it's sometimes it just doesn't quite work. You got to find the answers and find a way. And listen, we prefer to doing it with a clean sheet. I think if we were really at it, we'd have a clean sheet and give us a chance of winning the game. That's the frustrating one, really, with the goal that we conceded from a flow that was kind of in their corner. That's but sometimes you got football throws things up and you got to do it. So as I said, in the grand scheme of things, we've managed to take something from it and move on.
Rob and then Carl.
Just on Ben, it's obviously a big move for a young striker to come to the Premier League. And at times before he arrived, he was a little bit short of confidence, but he's come up with two massive goals for you now, and the finish tonight, it looks like the finish of someone who's been in the league for years.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable finish from the angle to kind of generate that, to get it on target, to finish it. It's some goal from him, and he's capable of that, Ben. He's done it over time. It's not that he's just suddenly burst on the scene. He's been doing it. He's proven that he can score goals as well, and he's been doing it in training for us as well. So it's not surprising, to be honest. I think that's what he does. It's what he's good at, but certainly to be actually do it and to feel it. As I said, the last one would have done him the world of good. The winner tonight, a little bit different with the emotion of the game, but certainly important and a big moment for him and us.
Good evening, Mr. Carrick. I just want to talk about Kobe Mayer a little bit. He's often described as a midfielder who doesn't always make the highlight rate. As someone who used to be a midfielder is now a coach. Could you explain that sort of player to the layman, to any young players out there?
I think he just plays his role in the team, Kobe. I think he's playing next to Casemiro. I think they've got a really good partnership and kind of complement each other. And basically, as a midfielder, you're trying to connect the team and you're trying to bring everything together, whether that's with the ball, without the ball. And he certainly takes the ball. I think we all realise that he'll take the ball everywhere and he'll connect the whole team. And he's not always going to be the one that maybe has the final action, but he certainly starts a lot of our moves, and he's having a big impact on the team at the moment, which is great to see.
During your playing days, Rio Ferdinand was once asked why you like playing with you, and he simply said, "I like Michael Carrick because he passes the ball for me." When you're up against a team like Westham who's sat deep, how hard is it to get the ball forward?
Yeah, it's challenging because listen, we're all craving for it. I'm on the side of the pitch, and you're wanting them moments where you can open them up and you can be really positive. I think there's that balance as well of a team like that who are so dangerous on transition and on regains and turnovers with the pace they have and the way that they can attack so fast. So there's a real element of getting the balance between risking passes through the middle or risking a pass to then give away to then try. So you've got to be in, as much as you want to go and progress, you still got to be in a position to manage the game and have an element of control. And we probably just went a little bit more in terms of the control tonight at times, but that's something we'll get towards. And the fact that we still scored the goal at the end, I think we can't be too down or too disappointed. I think there's you got to understand the context of the game and where we're at, and we can still take a lot from the game.
with Chris, and then last one for Nathan.
Hi Michael, you haven't got a game for a little while now, so just wondering what's the plan for the next couple of weeks? Stay in Manchester or getting away?
Yeah, I stay in Manchester. I think it's a chance to do a bit of both, of refresh a little bit. A few boys carrying knocks and niggles and a few strains that we can kind of clean up as you would expect at this stage of the season, and then obviously do some good work. And I think they do need a little bit of a breather and kind of digest the way we're at really after this period of time, and take a deep breath and then come back, learn from it, and kind of clear the head and come back stronger again. So it'll be a little mixed, but it's a strange one, obviously 13 days, but we'll definitely use it and make the most of it.
Late goals were a bit of a tradition at this club. Arsenal, Westham, and Fulham, seen that. Has that been a bit of a message from you to the players, or to always keep going?
I think it's a huge part of it. I think you've got to have that spirit, and then sometimes you've got to find a way, you know. And we all try and want the perfect kind of performance. Well, not perfect, but you know, the kind of best we can be. Sometimes it doesn't quite happen, but it doesn't mean you give up. And we obviously went for it. You know, we went with three at the back and the rest all attacking basically towards the end to try and find that goal. And I think that's the way we should do it at that moment. And we managed to pull it off. So I was delighted with the boys.
And Michael, just on the attack, you've got so much versatility, especially when Ben's not there, Brian, left Bruno. How difficult is that to try and find the right balance? And obviously with Ben, there's a slightly different game.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit on different games as well, and situation in games, and how you want to attack, where the space is or what the game looks like. We probably didn't quite get the balance right, if we're honest, you know, for the first part of the game, which happens, you know, that happens, and sometimes, you know, teams are allowed to stop you from scoring, so we just got to find that way. But we kept going and mixed things up, and because we have got that flexibility, I think it certainly helps to find different solutions.
Thanks everyone.
All right, cheers guys.